This was the background to Moore's thinking when he viewed the film of Drummond and Conti burning £1 million. I thought this was awesome in some ways, very funny in others. It burned very well, clean flames, he told them. What was more significant, though, was the idea of burning the money had been found in the local area of Idea Space in the first place. The idea had bewitched Drummond and Conti so strongly that they had been compelled to act upon it, despite not knowing why they did so. Of course, the theory of Idea Space means that there was no reason why they should understand what it meant. The reaction to it was largely irrelevant. What was important was that the idea had found them in the first place. Its very violence and shocking nature indicated there something significant was happening deep down in the depths of our shared mental world. It was like a volcano that heralds an imminent shift of the tectonic plates if the physical manifestation of the eruption was anything to go by. It seemed to be linked to one of the most powerful magical ideas we have: money. Moore continued, "It was a powerful magical event," he told him afterwards. "I can't see any explanation for it. You're dealing with a form of language, a conversation, but you're not sure what the conversation is. You're waiting for a reply." He goes on to state that Moore's opinion of the burning, that it was a conversation, that they were waiting for a reply, also seems to have resonated. As also noted earlier, Drummond still waves away questions about burning by saying that they are still waiting for the response. So while Moore's idea about the nature of the magic may not help us to understand Conti or Drummond's personal motivations, they are valid ways to view actions that were the product of magical thinking. Alan Moore would later say, "I like Bill Drummond a lot, I really do. You have to understand that he's totally mad." Now, after reading these books really opened my eyes to the way the world works, and it opened to my eyes to a lot of philosophical thinking and a lot of spiritual thinking. It made me go and investigate who Carl Jung was. It made me go and investigate guys like Alan Moore, and which just opened up another wide world with people. It was like a microcosm and macrocosms of new philosophies and new thinkings that were becoming open to me just through encountering the books of Bill Drummond. Now, there's countless stories that I could recount about Bill Drummond. The guy's as I said, he's a chameleon, he's a marvel. They've worked for Pete Waterman, they worked for Stock Aitken and Waterman, the studio hands, in 1985. They then went on to write a book and how to have a hit #1 single through just being studio engineers. They were never considered musicians, but somehow went on to rule the music industry and caught the major music labels floundering and took over the music industry. And as I say, they retired at the peak. And it's only as a writer that I've become aware who Bill Drummond is. But the more I learn about him, the more I think the guy's just he's would probably be considered a polymath, but I don't think he would consider himself a polymath. He's transcended so many genres of the entertainment world and the cultural aspect that how he's not more well known in the public zeitgeist is an outrage, really. But I feel a creative identify with Bill because he's punk attitude that anybody can do anything, that as long as you set your mind to it, hard work will get you where you need to go. And that's what I've learned through just being 17 years as a working class boy, working in warehouses and factories, doing the most soul destroying, spirit crushing jobs. But somehow now I find myself here on the cusp of being a creative content creator, really, who can project my will onto the public consciousness. I will round it up with saying that I find Bill Drummond to be one of the most inspiring people that I've ever encountered in my life. I wouldn't say I was a fan of his music by any chance. It passed me by when I was a boy, but it's just as a writer, as a thinker, as a philosopher, and as a creative marketer, I find the guy to be truly heads and shoulders above everybody. There's only a certain few people that I can spot as a student in the game who are anywhere near his level, and it's guys like Kanye West and maybe even probably Kardashians, if you, is people that are able to sway and control public opinion and affecting the public zeitgeist and building cultural capital, really. And I find that Bill is he's a wise old Gandalf type guerrilla warrior who's always looking to fight against the oppression of the establishment, whether it be in his book 45 and he's describing how he sneaked into a Fabian meeting in Alan McGee, Alan Yentob, Richard Attenborough, get a lot of and the entertainment industry figures who are going to meetings of the Fabians, and they're helping affect public opinion and public consciousness. And Bill doesn't really infer that kind of thinking, but that's the thinking I take from it, just reading it, and just how public opinion is such a precious commodity in this world, and entertainment figures are easy sheep to easy shepherds to flock the sheep around where you want them to go. And Bill Drummond understood this. Guys like Alan Moore and Grant Morrison understood this, and Grant Morrison's got a quote that says, "The system is not your enemy. The system is your playground." Thinking, subverting situationalist ideas, taking something and making it your own, and that's what 21st century digital content is going to be about. It's a Wild West wilderness that you have to project your will onto masses of people. Rather than going and doing what everybody else is doing, you have to stick out. You have to make people become emotionally invested in what content you're having to that you're producing. And that's what I see. I take so many philosophies and so much thinking and so many ideas and sayings from Bill Drummond, and that's who I feel I have a real deep affinity for as a creative artist, and who I try to model my creative identity on.